turned 30 recently, and it really freaked me out, like full-on midlife crisis. You might be doing the maths on that and thinking, hang on, Jenny, midlife crisis at 30, you are really bad at maths. But then again, if you saw my diet, exercise, or lack thereof, and overall life choices, you would say, Jenny, you are really bad at adulting. Midlife crisis at 30 is spot on for you, I think. But then I realised age is just a number, you know? Don't have to bear it in mind. It's just a number. Like speed limits, or blood alcohol readings, or my court date. Don't have to bear it in mind. It's fine. In fact, numbers can actually be lucky for some people. You know, I know heaps of people with lucky numbers. Hell, even the royal family have lucky numbers. Do you know what Prince Andrew's lucky number is? Anything in the teens. Speaking of dating someone younger, have you guys heard of this 1/2 + 7 rule? If you're wanting to date someone who's a bit younger than yourself and you want to make sure they're not too young, just calculate, are they at least half your age plus 7 years? If you can find someone who's half your age plus 7, you're all good. At least, that's the way my first boyfriend in primary school explained it to me. He helped me do the maths on my fingers. He was such a good teacher. You know, looking back, I think those really are some of my fondest memories of homeschool. You know, at school you learn about things like idioms and expressions. Expressions like, that's just not cricket. Have you guys heard this before? That's just not cricket? You know, meaning that's not on, it's not acceptable. No, it's not that common. But if taken literally, we should be saying this all the time. I mean, the list of things that's just not cricket applies to is really quite extensive. I mean, basketball, for one. That's just not cricket. Baseball. Some similarities, but in the end also not cricket. Tax evasion. Definitely not cricket. Pineapple pizza. Grand larceny. Hamza, the small mustachioed man selling baklava at my local market, whose eyes speak of a mysterious past. Decidedly not cricket. In fact, if we were to make a Venn diagram of all the things that are cricket, which, let's be honest, is basically just cricket, isn't it? It's a very small circle. And then all of the things that are in fact not cricket, there's not a lot of common ground. In fact, in that tiny little sliver of overlap, I think we'd really only find those annoying chirpy little insects, you know? Crickets. Now, as you can see, I have a keloid scar on my chest. There you go. That's right, boys. Comedy and a show. And basically what you're looking at there is chickenpox gone horribly wrong. I've had this thing since I was 11, but it didn't always look like this. It's grown over time, you know. To begin with, it just kind of looked like an angry pimple. Like a really angry pimple. Like someone had said some shit about this pimple's mum. Like Barnaby Joyce kind of angry pimple. And it's grown over time, and I am kind of stuck with it, you know. So I've sort of learnt to love it, but that was not always the case. The teen years, when I was first, you know, dabbling in romance, they were hard. See, I had really bad acne as a teen, and so when it came to wooing potential partners, my face was never going to be my A game. I had to learn to rely on other assets. But because of the placement of my scar, my dates would sometimes get distracted, and I'd have to be like, excuse me, my tits are down here. My one hope for my scar is that someday I might meet Al Pacino, and he'll use me as inspiration to make a sequel. I mean, just picture it. This summer, Al Pacino is Scar Tits. Say hello to my little friends. It'd be great. I could see it now in a double bill with other such classics as Spider-Manus Island, No Way Home, When Harry Fucked Sally, or I'll Have What She's Having, Chlamydia, or Chariots on Fire, The Broadmeadows Story. Thank you very much. I've been Jenny Lauren.